This is probably the most transparent YouTube video I've ever made. I just feel like it's time. My audience is broad. I've covered a lot of things, a lot of different subjects, and I've got people of varying interest across the board. And I feel like it's time to not so much explain some things, but to show you how I got to the point that I did in my channel and how it grew so fast in 2024. Stick around. My hope and prayer is that this video won't come across as boasting. I don't want it to seem that way. This is for my audience, but it could be for people who have new YouTube channels that are trying to build their channels, that are trying to grow on YouTube, and maybe it can be some encouragement for them as well. At the center core of my passion here on YouTube, it is the desire to teach. It has always been that way. And I want to say this up front as well. My YouTube channel and my YouTube channel goals are not to be a hobbyist. This is not an outlet for me. This is not a hobby for me. I got into YouTube to use my gifts and abilities to serve people and to better support my family. I got into YouTube to start a business. When you first get started, you discover very quickly that in order to get good at content creation, you have to start making a lot of videos. So I started making videos on things that I was passionate about. I liked presenting products and things like that and talking about the product. But very quickly, my channel started falling into this trap of being a product review channel, which there's nothing wrong with that. But what I discovered in my case was I was limiting the scope of my audience. And I got into YouTube to create content that would pique the interest of your average person. I wanted to reach the whole world with my content, not just a certain sector of people interested in certain things. I didn't see my channel growing the way that I felt it should be, so I sat down and did some thinking, and I had to ask myself some questions, and those questions were, Daniel, what are you most passionate about? What do you want to stand in front of the camera and give to your audience? Well, obviously, one of those things was the topic of self-defense, awareness, defensive tactics, but it didn't end there. It branched into things like mental health, life strategies, life coaching, and those types of things. Those are things that I'm very passionate about personally, and I wanted to share that with people. So I started making videos along those lines, and immediately it blew up. I went from 10,000 subscribers in January of 2024 to over 100,000 by the end of December. And again, I'm not saying it's going to work that way for everybody, but that's how it worked for me, and that is what reshaped my channel into what it is today. This doesn't mean that I'm not passionate about gear, because I am, but the most important thing for me in a gear review is the subject matter that attaches itself to that product. I'm no longer here to just present one knife, one firearm, one backpacking item, one more self-defense tool after the next anymore. I did that until I understood which direction my channel should be going in. And of course, I'm never gonna stop presenting the gear that we love. I'm gonna continue highlighting a piece of gear every now and then because there's so much information that comes along with presenting gear. But I will tell you that my channel is at a place to where my videos reach further if I confront a subject that your average person can relate to. If I just focus on a particular piece of gear, I don't get a lot of views on those videos. And if I'm going to continue to supplement my primary income to help my family, I've got to focus on the videos that tend to soar. And that's why you're seeing less gear reviews and more videos about topics. And honestly, I'd rather do the topical videos, the subject matter videos, just because I've outgrown that point. You know, when I do gear reviews, it reaches a much smaller audience. And of course, the views and the watch time on that video suffers. Again, this is just my channel in particular. I'm not saying that it's going to be that way for all gear review channels. So in conclusion, I grew my YouTube channel by taking a leap of faith to step out and do what I was really passionate about, and it just happened to work. And one reason why I believe that it works is because you're going to speak with more passion and with more diligence and with more authority on the subjects that your heart is really into. I can speak with conviction and creativity because these are things that I'm actually thinking about and things I actually want to teach people. So this is how 411 Outdoors LLC here on YouTube became what it is. And as I've shared before, my goal is to create a community where I can provide for them even more exclusive content and topics and discussions and webinars. I'm dropping a link in the description for you to be able to join that community. And that is my goal. That's how I intend to grow my channel and my community and my business. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.